I remember most about the Global Impact Celebration was the level of excitement. People didn't know what to expect, but after the first service on Wednesday night, they were so excited, and they really felt Jesus Christ's presence at the church.
I have found the answer is to love you and be led by you.
And for years you hear about your missions program or your missionaries. You know where they are, you know their names, but you don't really have an opportunity to really get up close and personal with them. And the Global Impact Celebration provided that for us.
I'm Dan Campbell, and this is my wife Regina. We serve with World Gospel Mission in Santa Cruz, Bolivia, South America.
I'm Victor Kondrakov with the Mission Society. I was associate pastor of the National Church in Karaganda, Kazakhstan.
My name is Susan Stroop. I'm with Murphy Harp's Children's Centers.
Ann Chastain, Trans World Radio.
Chibozo and Selena Ubebe. We are missionaries to Nigeria.
When it was just a forum, when we had all the missionaries up on the altar rail, questions were asked, and we learned a lot about them. It brought it to a different level. You weren't then just praying for a missionary that you'd read about on a card or someone who may have visited your Sunday school class. You got to learn about them personally, about their experiences.
They said, how do you dress? I said, we use lips.
The congregation really enjoyed the opportunity to get to ask questions of the missionaries, not only the foreign missionaries, but also the local missionaries.
The very first person that they introduced was somebody here. I was taken back. I was actually impressed that they considered that missionary work.
We got to spend quality time one-on-one with the missionaries through the luncheons and the dinners.
The booths were all out here and walked around, and we'd have an opportunity to see what each mission group did.
We had missionaries in people's homes, and it was just an incredible event. Quite often the response I heard was, we wanted more time. We didn't want it to end. We wanted to stay with these people and get to know them better.
By the end of the services, there was just a real closeness, with one another and a closeness with our missionaries that we had never had before.
The missionaries came out into the congregation, and we all formed small groups, and they prayed for us. After many years of praying for the missionaries and always trying to think of them, they took time to pray for us, to pray for McEachern and pray for our church.
At the very end of the service, the gentleman that spoke called up anyone that be interested in becoming a missionary. And I couldn't sit still. I got up and I walked forward. I didn't know exactly what it meant. I didn't know exactly what I was doing, but I knew that I felt this great call and this great need to be more than about me and my family. The missionaries that had come to my house earlier that day prayed with me, and I felt this hand on my shoulder, and I wasn't sure who it was. Well, after I finished praying, I looked over, and it was my 14-year-old son. And I kind of looked at him, and I asked him I said, are you ready for this? Is this what you want? And he said, I couldn't stay in my seat.
They called us up there just like for them to pray for us. And I asked one of them to pray for me. And that night I decided that I wanted to be a missionary.
It was one of the most awesome experiences of my life. My 14-year-old son, my 10-year-old daughter. We went home that night. They couldn't wait to get into the Bible. They both crawled in the bed with me, and we started reading James. And of course, before I could get very far, they were sound asleep from all the emotions. And I just laid there and I prayed, and I thank God for an awesome day and an awesome beginning.